Welcome to the Love Change podcast.
Hello.
Kay here, Amor present. Today we will be talking about expectations. Tough topic for me personally. I don't know about you, Kay.
Pretty on a tough scale.
Yeah,
Pretty high on a
pretty
tough
high on the tough
scale.
number.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you like the podcast, you miss us live. It's available on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Google, whatever. Just
Wherever.
check it out and leave your likes, comments, questions.
Repost if you learned something and you want to share because you really want to reach more people.
Suggestions for
Yes.
topics. Let's take the deep dive into it. You
Yes.
got a couple of questions for
Yeah.
me? Let's hear them.
I have. How do you deal with your own expectations not to be met? Did you adjust your expectations towards life after your accident? And if so, in what way? How does it make you feel if you overachieve on your expectations?
Okay.
And what are your expectations towards your partner?
Yours truly.
That's me.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Ballsy questions.
Ballsy questions. That's what we like, no?
Yeah, I'm gonna recycle your last questions,
All right.
I think.
That's fine.
Since you were bold enough to bounce it my way. What I have for you. Name 3 things that you found hard to integrate in your life that you didn't expect to happen. What does your process of adjusting your expectations look like? And what expectations did you have that were unhealthy, unsustainable, just bad expectations? The ones that you maybe have let go, maybe not, I don't know.
All right.
Yeah.
I would say it's a good set of questions.
And then what are your expectations of your partner?
I got that. But I'm going to ask it first.
Okay.
Because it was my question.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Okay.
No?
Yeah. You can get it.
All right.
You get dibs.
Yeah.
You got dibs on that question.
Yeah, but this is the type of conversation we like. Even if the topic is pretty tough on the tough scale, this is
It's
exactly
good. It's going to
what
be
we
a
wanna
nice
talk
episode.
about.
I'm excited.
Yep.
Not really, but let's go.
Yeah, you are. Come on. Okay, may I start?
Yes.
Okay, how do you deal with your own expectations not to be met?
I don't think it happens that often for me to expect something and then not happening with myself, I would say.
That's an interesting perspective.
Yeah, I don't expect too much. I do hope for the best, expect the worst.
Okay.
That's an old frame of mind also. I think if my expectations are not met, definitely I can be disappointed. I can be bummed out. Um, I've had the experience with so many things that you would expect to be well taken care of, like healthcare, like mobility services, like a wheelchair being delivered on time, that at some point you just create distance between yourself and your expectations.
But it's actually expectations towards a system, not towards yourself.
So the question is more towards myself.
Yeah, I want to really dig.
I think towards myself, I think the biggest crumble I had in expectations was the second time I went to rehab and I needed a wheelchair. The first time I set my mind to just walking out of the place, which I did, and then I kept walking for about a year, walking, falling, etc. And then, yeah, that was really kind of a tear down of my biggest pillar in life, which I still do believe is true, that willpower is the deciding factor between whether you do or do not achieve,
Yes. Amen to that.
attain. So, like, if you did not get whatever it was that you wanted, I think if you're really honest, it was about that you didn't want it bad enough to do whatever it takes to.
Or you didn't really direct like all the energies towards it.
that's not wanting it enough in my book.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, if you want three things at the same time,
That might be difficult, yeah.
and then two come fall true, and then one doesn't, then boo hoo. But
And you also greedy, yeah.
yeah, yeah, I think I definitely have a big part of that. I think the biggest portion of me not meeting my own expectations is with, for instance, progress with either my book or my coaching or my whatever it is work related.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I do question my path in that moment, whether I'm making the right decisions.
Do you question yourself?
No, I don't really question myself as in being good enough or smart enough or all these things. No, I just feel like whatever it is that needs to happen, it's not being done, and I don't know what it
Mhm.
is.
Okay.
So it's more of a question mark that I am misdirected and misaligned and doing the wrong thing at the wrong time.
Mm-hmm.
And that frustrates me. Don't get me wrong. It's not like I'm, oh yeah, didn't get what I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
I do get frustrated. I do get bummed out, and I definitely need time to overcome that. But I also think that's the biggest lesson for me in retrospect. I'm like, yeah, what did you expect? Like, how was you supposed to do that in that amount of time, or were those little resources?
Mm.
Um,
But do you reflect and adapt to be like, okay, the time frame was definitely too short. Next time I'm going to be more soft on myself and really
some
take
things I
more
don't
realistic.
expect from myself anymore. Like, for instance, if I would be moving in the house, I would expect myself to help a lot, but I couldn't to feel bad about that. I don't expect physical labor from myself.
Mm-mm.
Um,
Makes sense.
some people still expect it from
Yeah,
themselves.
yeah.
It's a choice. For me, it was like I can still add value in different ways. Let me focus on that. And I think adapt and adjusting. Yeah, you got to really wonder to yourself what things do you really want and why, because the wants create the expectations, I guess. And that's why the topic for me is more related to things that I did not expect that found me than really me
Right.
expecting certain things and
Mm.
then not getting them. Okay, right now, for instance, I've been sick for 2, 3 weeks. I don't know what's wrong. I'm not good in my energy. I'm not healthy. I can't sleep well. I'm not rested well. I feel bad about that. So I guess my expectation was to have the energy and rest and performance that I'm used to. And then I don't expect myself to run a marathon, but I also feel bad if I just can't do a day at the office.
Mm-hmm.
So that's for me more in those moments downgrading my expectations of like, okay, now you're sick, whether you like it or not, you got to take downtime. And you
Mm-hmm.
had big plans and you had deadlines, and you cannot think about those things right now. Right now, you need to
Mm-hmm.
recover.
Yeah. But I need to hook in back into the things that you didn't expect that found you.
Mhm.
Like what?
Yeah, like breaking my neck. I think next week is the 8th anniversary. Did not expect to break my neck.
I think no one would expect that.
Yeah, I am
Sorry to
on
be blunt,
one. Yeah,
but
no, of course you don't expect those things. Um, I think a big part of my life after the accident was a bunch of choices I had to make between options that I would not present to myself in other cases.
mm,
But I was forced to make a lot of choices, and those are all things that I did not expect.
mm,
So if I don't take the daydreaming routine too often, but if I would think what would my life have looked like without an accident, that was my expectation of life.
mhm.
And ever since that has been diverging, a whole bunch of stuff has been on my path, not just bad stuff, but also very nice stuff and good stuff, and a lot of personal growth and development that I did not expect. And I think when it's crunch time, like right now, also for when I invite people for on the podcast, and it's all about change, and my questions are about what do you find hard about change, and it's tough to talk about those things when they're happening because, yeah, you are bummed out. Like today on the couch, I was laying there, I was thinking, like, fuck, everybody gets to live their life, and here I am on the bench again.
Horizontal, yeah.
Yeah, what the fuck, looking at the ceiling. Uh, I do not expect that. It's something that I have to do to be able to get back up.
Yeah. Get that.
I think I've made great progress in allowing myself in those moments to just rest instead of just being frustrated throughout the whole thing.
Mhm.
I'm not there yet to be really open about my sadness in the moment
Mhm.
because I've had bad experiences with it, and I also don't. I get people feel like cheering you up when you're sad, and I'm like, no, I got the right to be sad right now. If your stomach hurts, then you're sad about it, and
Do you feel like I'm trying to cheer you up?
you did try some. Yeah, you did try some. You're doing you, and I respect that. And I'm just like, okay, I've just been uncomfortable for very long, and now I'm in a peak of discomfort. So there's not so much nice about my day, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Did not expect that.
There we are.
Yeah, so that's
Expectations in life.
yeah. So
Say what?
yeah, I guess I don't know if that answers your question, but
It does.
uh, that's why also I kind of feel agitated or annoyed if somebody's really invested in having something and not having it. And I'm like, hey, you don't realize what you do have. You know, you look
Mm.
past that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
this
get that.
week when I was feeling really bad, I was thinking about Greg, a friend of mine I met in the rehab clinic, who also broke his neck the same way I did, but he's got a way worse injury. So whenever I hook up with him and I see him, I really step back into him and be grateful. Like, don't forget where you're coming from. No,
That's a beautiful one.
no. Yeah. Do I find it fair that I have to reach back there to find? I don't know.
What
But
did you say recently? Life's not fair.
no, it's not at all.
That's what you said. Super convinced a
Yeah,
couple
life is
episodes
not.
ago. Life is not fair, lady.
Life is not fair. No, but it's okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
The three things that happened
Mm-hmm.
you did not expect and you find hard to adjust to.
Mm-hmm. Good one. I say it's gonna be a long reply. Let's see.
Takes notes.
Take notes, people. It's a lifelong learning so far. I think the first thing is the burnout itself,
Mhm.
but I think it's not only the burnout, but all the years before where it was building up.
Mhm.
If I look back, there were so many signs and things that happened that were telling me, hey, you should step back, you should take a rest, you should see that the universe is closing a door in front of your nose and kind of like really check up on you.
Mhm.
But I was just pushing harder.
Mhm.
I really, like, literally, I overruled every sign that the universe would send me the way. And I was just like, no, I'm on this path, building my career, doing that. I want to have more responsibility. Here I go. So I think the burnout was just really the last resort for my body to be like, okay, if you don't get it like that, here you go. You get a burnout for free on top of it. But I think the whole
But you
way,
named the sorry to interrupt you. You named the burnout now, but I know the story a bit.
yeah.
But actually, what happened that you didn't expect is that you did not become a sea level. And then your burnout happened.
Not really. No, not necessarily. I didn't get the position that I wanted to get. I wanted
Yeah.
to have more responsibility. It was not C-level. It was not, no, that was not necessarily the expectation. It was just like always wanting to have more responsibility and then getting someone in front of me that was kind of like not accepting me as a leader. And then I would question myself, but actually I was pretty good the way I was. But like this whole narrative of not seeing that this someone being put in front of me and not being given the responsibility is a sign on its own. So then the burnout came at some point because my body was just way too weak to deal with anything. That's how I would
And
phrase
why
it.
did you find it hard to adjust to all the signals that you got along before your burnout? Because I find that you always anchor it in the burnout.
Yeah. No, the burnout is just like the peak. It
Yeah.
really like all was building up. That's why I said it's before the burnout. The burnout was just like you don't get it, lady. We just pull the plug. That was my body.
But
So
before that, you had to deal with, you wanted more responsibility, a higher positions.
yeah, faster, 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 and I
Yeah.
didn't get it at the pace I wanted to have it.
And why did you find it hard to adjust
Yeah,
to?
because I was like, I'm so ready. I'm so ready for it. I want to have more. But I wasn't. I didn't care about the balance. I didn't care about my body. I didn't care about like yeah, finding my flow really. Like I was in many ways I was super good, but I was also disregarding just yeah, the nature of a body and how much a body can cope with. So
That's number one.
that's number one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Number two is kind of based on the whole idea of having expectations. I think what I really learned is to really understand, and I didn't want to understand it for a long time. If something happens, then it's really, that's exactly what it should be. So if something doesn't happen, then it's not meant to happen. To really, yeah, for me, it was too hard to understand that I can really just have faith that life will turn out the way it should be.
So this is super cryptic. The question is,
Yeah.
what's the thing that you found hard to integrate in your life?
Yeah, to just
Unexpected.
really,
Unexpected. What was the unexpected thing that?
I was fully planned out. I was like, with mid 30s, I want to be on sea level. That was my plan. And then the burnout came, and I had two choices. I could go back, which, like, my intuition was like, that's not happening. My body was like, that's not happening. Everything in the universe was, that's not happening. And the other way was to walk away from that and have faith and that everything will turn out the way it should be. And I still get surprised. I mean, if I wake up in the morning and I think about where I am in life, I'm like, bloody hell, I'd never expected that. But to have the faith every day that things will turn out the way they should be and how they supposed to be, that's something that I still find hard.
Okay.
But I
Okay.
start to
Okay,
really
you find
believe
it
in the
hard to do
magic.
that.
Yeah, to just have faith that it will be just fine. Yeah, and number three is I found it really hard to accept that there is someone that is you walking into my life and allowing me to be who I am, letting me grow, letting me really be and flourish the way I am. And I could really feel in the beginning that I was still trying to find the bad in it. I was just like not fully able to just believe it, to just have faith and just see, hey, it's a good person and I actually deserve it. I really deserve it. I couldn't. I really couldn't. And when we've been listening to sad songs earlier, I was like, yeah, like long before I met you, I would listen to super sad songs and then kind of like be super sad and think that I'm not supposed to have someone in my life that is just genuinely good,
Yeah.
loving and caring.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my number 3.
Wow, didn't expect that answer.
Yeah, there you go.
So you had trouble with integrating somebody who wants the best for you.
Hmm.
Well,
Yeah, to really just believe that there is no hidden agenda. It's just good.
yeah.
It's someone that really cares for me.
I
Someone
want
that
half.
we can discuss that on another level. But no, seriously, by all means,
That's
to accept
amazing.
that there is someone who really cares and
That's yeah. Did not expect those answers or
at
that
all.
answer. Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Thanks for the honesty. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
That's
Can I shoot
amazing.
one at you
Yeah. Go.
before I get too emotional? Did you adjust your expectations towards life after your accident, and if so, in what way? You replied a bit earlier about moving
I don't know
households, for example,
expectations
but
towards life. I was reading this book you got me. The
yeah,
what is it? Man's Search for Meaning.
yeah, this little one.
And kind of do agree with what the guy says in the book. It's not what you expect from life, but what life expects from you.
Amen. I love that.
And I think what I always have had before my accident was that every day we make decisions. We have choices every day. They might be very small choices. They might be very forced choices. Might be choices that you would not like to make. You do not like the options.
Yeah.
Um, but we do choose whether we want to be happy or not. Mm, I think that never changed for me. And I have burnt my fingers and hands and skin on all the misalignment of what I can still expect from my body in this new form. Uh, but that's not my expectation from life.
Mm.
I still see many people reaching out to me when they are down, when they are looking to climb higher, when they want to excel, break through, or even stop lying to themselves. It's about being really honest. I think what my accident definitely fast forwarded me in was to stop lying to myself, to confront myself with my fears and live the truth, walk on the rainbow. It's not easy and it's an ongoing process. But I really wanted to drive on my motorcycle through Russia towards China and back through Iran, stay there and work. That was basically as far as I had my life planned out. I was studying, I was about to finish my master degrees, and then that was my plan. And I did not have the idea that I want to work at some corporate. I do not want to stay. I want to wander. I want to travel. And in some sense, that got taken from me. It's really hard for me to travel by myself. Really hard. It's limited. It's not as rough as I would like it. Okay, I can.
Cannot jump on a motorbike.
Fancy hotels will take me places. Okay, but then I'm like, okay, this was not the experience I was looking for. I wanted to be in the slums and stuff.
You can still do that.
Yeah, that's the thing. It is a metamorphose, and maybe it has more in store for me than I expected from it. No,
Wow,
no.
that's wonderful.
Yeah,
Thanks.
yeah. It takes the only thing that's very how do you say it, abundant and for free is patience, but we don't know where to get it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically you can win that for free forever.
It's available at all times. Doesn't cost a thing. but you don't know where to put it and where to find it. So I will try to get it in
Yeah.
bulk. Yeah.
Okay. To go on.
So, how does your process of adjusting your expectations look like?
Yeah. It feels a bit like the question of last week. Do you have action steps?
Exactly.
Yeah, I think that's why you have it on
I'm
the list.
learning from you.
How does my process of adjusting expectations look like? There is not really a process, I would say.
Mm.
It's something in between storming and not accepting that I didn't meet something and then adjusting it, being disappointed,
Mm.
being upset,
Mm.
and at the same time also thinking, yeah, but being upset and disappointed doesn't do anything good in this situation. So beating yourself up doesn't add any value. So seeing that, you wanna you wanna say something? No? May I?
Mm.
May I continue?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
listening.
So trying to see the good in it is the best perspective I could gain over the years. Is it patience? Is it just sitting with it? Whatever it is, but being like, okay, you didn't meet it. How can you get there without frustration?
Mm.
So I think this is just the best progress for me to move.
Process? What's the process?
Yeah, my process is to not allow myself to beat myself up, really deny to beat myself up. I just like put it on a scale and I'm like, all the negative thoughts, they don't bring you any further. So this is not the process. This is not a step
And
in
how
the
long have you
process.
had this process?
Pretty for some time.
No.
Yeah, I'm not saying I'm living it every
Okay,
time.
okay.
But
No, then that's the thing. You have a theory, and what is your practice?
the practice is to practice.
No, but what happens in real life? For instance, the example of wanting to live your planned out life, to be
Yeah.
somewhere at some point.
Yeah. Many examples where I was beating myself up, but the more I was seeing that behavior and analyzing it, I was like, does it add any value? Like, that's my question. Does it add any value? And I'm like, no. So, yeah, and then I can stay still with it for some time. But the more I ask that question and the more I sit with that question, I'm like, okay, it doesn't add any value. Let go of it. Can't focus on the other side. And that way makes it.
And what are the values that you check for yourself when you're checking? Does it add any value?
How does it make me feel? Is it a plus or is it a minus? If it creates a minus, it's deprecating me as a person, deprecating my value, then I'm like, it doesn't serve anything good. So that's like, yeah, is it a plus or is it a minus? Does it add value or does it take away? That's my measurement stick. Yeah.
And then you check whether it's adding value or not, and then you adjust it just like that.
Not just like that, but I allow myself to be open to find a new process, to find a new alteration to get where I want to get.
But you do not change where you want to get.
I think about it if that's needed as well. But I mean, in some sense, there was a goal set. I don't think no, I wouldn't say I changed that because I'm like, I think I'm conscious enough at the moment to be like, if this is the goal I set, you can adjust it a bit, but like in the great view of things, it's where I want to go. And then, yeah, maybe the way the road takes me a bit more left or right, but probably these are also stops that I needed. It's never a straight way to where you want to get.
No.
But yeah, also like fishing for the learnings of those things that bring you kind of astray from where you want to go and to see also what this is for. Like, I don't know, if I skirt around doing something, I'm like, yeah, either I'm not ready or I'm just lazy. What is it? Figure it out. That makes sense.
Yeah, it makes me wonder a bit because I feel like, for instance, a simple example. Um, let's say you expect it to be a sunny day,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's not because we're in Holland.
Yeah.
How do you? What is the process of adjusting your expectation on a day like that?
Looking for the rainbow.
Okay,
Looking for the
bold,
rainbow,
bold statements.
literally.
Bold
No,
statement.
I met a girl once at Yagoi. I
Uh,
was talking to her, and she gave me such a beautiful thing. She was like, I woke up this morning, and my daughter, I think she was 3 or 4, we're looking out the window, and then the mom said, "Oh, what a sad day." And the little one looked at her and was like, "Why?" And
uh,
she was like, "Yeah, it's super gray and it's rainy." And the little one couldn't get the message at
no,
all.
no,
And I said, maybe sometimes you just really like, there is nothing wrong about gray.
no,
There is
no.
nothing wrong about a rainy day. So find the good in that.
Hmm.
So yeah, I found that, kids have the best advice.
Definitely, yeah.
Seriously,
The
I
kids
found
don't
that
have much
beautiful.
expectations of life. They
Yeah, and they also
don't.
don't judge. They're just like, oh, it's a day. Like, mommy, what makes you say that it's a
Mm,
sad day? I don't get it. Super cool. So that was one of the things, yeah.
mm,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. How does it make you feel if you overachieve on your expectations? Does it give you anything of like, oh, then my expectations was not set, my goal was not set high enough?
Found it a really weird question.
I'm well known for those weird questions.
How do I feel when I overachieve on my
Yeah, do
expectations?
you just like basically tap yourself on the shoulder, being like, yeah, I did really good? And you're like, ha, maybe the goal was not far enough or high enough, or that's what I was aiming at with the question.
I don't really think that I am the reason why there was any overachievement.
Yeah, but you work towards it. If you think about your webinar,
You know?
and I don't know, you would have finished a week earlier and 100 people would have signed up,
Mm.
would you be like, oh yeah, maybe I should have set more goals?
No, then I really feel very lucky.
Okay, that's good. That's
I think a
great.
big part of success is definitely preparation, good work, but definitely also that things align correctly and luck.
I think that's not a reply that everyone will give. I think that's beautiful.
Yeah, I remember when I started the Yoga Nidra at Yagoi and it just exploded, like super big classes all the
Hmm.
time. Like all the other teachers were like, "Oh, what's happening?" It's not because I felt like I was the reason.
Hmm.
And then when it went down, Nagus was also like, "Yeah, you're doing something
Wrong
not
or
correct."
not?
But I don't feel
Yeah.
like that at all. I feel like I am, in that sense, a small thing in the bigger
Picture.
picture, and my expectations are even a smaller part of a small thing in the bigger picture.
That's beautiful.
So I wouldn't really. I think the question for me applies more towards other people. So if I do not expect somebody to do something and they do it, it's really humbling.
Hmm.
Uh, and when you do expect somebody to do something and they don't, it's very painful or disappointing.
Yeah.
And also makes you question how much you feel entitled. Because, like, for instance, for me, one thing that I really find
Can you
hard,
explain that
yeah,
more?
really hard is when somebody, let's say I have an appointment with somebody and
Yeah.
they don't show up, or they show up and they're eating their food and they're not ready for the appointment at all.
Hmm.
I feel like the respect isn't matched.
Yeah.
Somewhere I
The
expect an apology.
priority.
Somewhere I expect an apology.
Hmm.
But if the other person's like, "What's the big deal? I'm here. okay, I'm eating my food, but like, whoop de doo.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, wow, this person is so rude, or they don't even apologize.
I get that.
And then, okay, then I can label that person as unapologetic or like not giving fucks.
It's also
Or
like,
maybe I am very sensitive in that moment.
yeah, like you feel not have been taken serious, or the appointment
Mm.
haven't been taken as serious
Yeah.
as you are taking it.
Yeah, I think that the under promise and overachieve or over deliver really works well with other people, but with yourself, I find it, for instance, for my body, sometimes it performs way better than I would expect it.
Hmm.
But I do not feel like I am the reason. Okay, I'm watching my diet, you are helping me with that, I'm taking my rest. But I just feel lucky. Like when I get told in the hospital after being completely paralyzed from the neck down for 3 months that that's it, and I keep meditating and sending out the good mantras, and it does recover. Still, I feel lucky. It's not because I feel like, oh, look at what I did. Of course, because then also when it doesn't, when my right hand doesn't come back, when I do not get as far as I would like to, then it's again me. And I did have that part of it.
If I may recite you,
Mm.
you said once, my prayers are very strong. So it's like,
But you cannot pray the sky to be purple, you know? It's
you can
something.
maybe next life. No, but we are not talking about that. You know what
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
talking
yeah, no,
about.
I agree.
So I think you can give yourself a bit more credit. That's how I feel.
Maybe when I will feel better not being sick, I will give myself credit because
Okay.
right now I'm also like, yeah, I really want to. I expect myself to be healthy and I'm just not getting healthy for no apparent reason. So then I'm like, okay, I don't want to beat myself up with a stick because I'm just sick. So then when I am healthy, I also don't want to give myself taps on the shoulder like, "Oh, look at me."
But still, your mindset plays a big portion.
Yeah, yeah, but
I
the
mean, just
question is not per
looking.
se about the mindset. It's like, how do you feel if you overachieve on your expectations? I just feel lucky, blessed in that sense.
Blessed.
Yeah, yeah, I just feel blessed. And
That's a
all,
very humble perspective. That's beautiful.
yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
What expectations did you have that were unhealthy or unsustainable?
Haha.
What a big smile.
Yeah, because I know what reply you would expect,
Mm.
but that's not the one I'm gonna give you. I think the most unhealthy one and unsustainable one that I had was that career would give me a meaning in life.
Yeah,
Building a career would give me a purpose in life.
okay.
And this is so unsustainable. I really overvalued career over life. I really,
But what
many
was you
times,
expected in your career to find purpose and meaning?
yeah, and find purpose and meaning, but also just completely diminish living life. I was just working, I was just focusing on a career. I thought this is life, but it's not. It's like you need to find a balance out of those two. And it can be like something that if you really find your purpose, that's what I'm finding now, it becomes part of your life and it doesn't feel like a job. But I was really just like, hey, building a career in corporate is going to give you the meaning, it's going to give you satisfaction, it's going to make you happy. Running after something that was literally around the corner, the next
Hmm.
promotion, the next whatever, it was like, yeah, this is going to make you happy. That
Oh,
was my idea. And yeah, today I can say I was pretty wrong. So yeah, it's a big smile and I
what
really
creates
mean it.
such an expectation? Super weird. Because it reminds me of my cousin Damon. He also
Mm,
really believes that
I
the Holy Grail is.
I hear that when he's talking.
Yeah, right. He's like,
Absolutely. I want that. I want that in capital. When I
yeah.
talk about my career, he's like, I want that.
Mhm.
I want to be called vice president. I want to get there. I think, that's why I would like, you can never learn people about it. I think everyone needs to find out for themselves. That's why,
Yeah, a lot of people have to find out the hard way.
absolutely. But I also believe this is meant to be this way. I would have never listened to someone if someone would like, my ex would have told me, like, you're going crazy, you're working too much. And I was just like, you don't understand what a career is about. So I can be
You're
pretty
just jealous.
assholey.
You're just jealous.
Exactly. Like, give me a break. Come on. So I think for me, it was really running after something that maybe we didn't have as family. Like, my parents were really many years very hard trying to establish a life for us and have enough money to make it possible for me to study. That's why we moved countries when I was young, etc., etc. And it kind of, I think I was programmed as a kid to understand or to think that money is more important than anything else. To like really approach a career, have enough money is more important than relationship, than connection in some sense. And that's why for me that was the ultimate
It was
goal
the
to
highest,
go.
the highest thing.
Absolutely.
That sucks.
Yeah. But yeah, as I often say, I would not give that.
That's also why you appreciate so many things so deeply now.
Yeah, absolutely. Like sometimes I might say that I feel like 12 years passed like this. And I think when 2 years ago when the burnout was really on, I was really upset, but even angry at myself how I could let past 12 more, like very important years of my life and just like bleh, build my career. But at some point, I understood that it all taught me a lot, and to take the learning is the most important. And to wake up with 38 and be like, yeah, you're 38, you're not 26 anymore. Still, like, I understand now, and now I'm in the position to say, I'm not looking back, being sad or being upset, being angry at myself. Not at all. I see that it was good for what it was
That's good.
for.
That's a great process.
But yeah, it was really for me. If you would have asked me if you would have put 5 options on the table, one would be career. I'd be like, this is my number one, this is my number two, and this is my number three, and everything else, yeah, will follow. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. You basically met a different person when you met
Yeah,
me
I
this year.
cannot imagine such a high value like career is.
But I wasn't cold hearted. Don't get me wrong. I had a lot
No, you
of
don't have to be cold hearted to do that, but you really expected a lot to come from having a career.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that explains also why you were willing to invest so much in it,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah, and also just misuse my body so much because I was
Mm.
like, you're building for something
No,
really
but
greater than
just
that.
you use the example of misusing your body, but a lot of people spend a lot of time in their life just partying like crazy, doing fun stuff, and you were
I didn't
probably
know how you spell party.
yeah, exactly.
I didn't even drink for many years because I was like, I need my focus. Can I
Uh,
drink? Distracts me from the real thing.
career.
Yeah.
Wow. Welcome to the land of the living.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it here. Can I stay a bit longer?
Yeah, a little while. Closing round, last drinks. Last drinks. Tonight's last drinks.
Okay. Let
Yeah,
me
man.
enjoy it.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Thanks. I got a personal one for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Next question.
yeah.
Yeah. What are your expectations towards your partner?
Towards my partner, I expect them, yeah, to really reach for their stars from their perspective. in a sense that I also expect from myself is to like be responsible for your own happiness, really take action in that sense of the things that you make you happy, make sure you get them. The things that give you joy, make sure they're a part of your schedule. And the thing that you can do that nobody else can, make sure you do it. Make sure you do it. Yeah, so, but besides that, just be you. Be unapologetically you.
Mm.
I would not want to be conforming myself to anything less than myself.
Mm.
And I also don't expect that from my partner. So don't try to fit in. Don't walk away from yourself. Don't even put me above yourself. Like, I also feel
Mm.
a lot of times that you are going out of your way to make life comfortable for me. And I'm like, no, that's not. That's not what I.
Kind of disagree, but
Yeah, you. That's the thing. That's maybe my twisted perception sometimes
maybe.
also. But I really feel like it makes me happy when I see other people shine. That's why I'm also a coach.
Mm.
That's why also I bundled what I've learned
Yeah.
in a way that it's accessible for more people to shine. And not in the sense that shine is about being above the average, but just waking up with a smile. And you do that every day. So I think that that's beautiful.
I do
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
most of the days.
Yeah. I think, yeah, for the rest, no. Don't expect much. But, like, yeah, I offer a lot of peace, I guess, myself. If somebody's very not peaceful, then I might get might be a period that I go through, but for the rest, I expect also some sense of groundedness. You know?
Mm.
But I think it falls more under being yourself. I think otherwise I wouldn't be with you if you weren't grounded.
You have a different sense of grounding than I have, but
Definitely.
you definitely ground me. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
We're right back at you. What do you expect of your partner?
I think first and foremost that they strive to be their best version every day,
Hmm.
because personal growth really means a lot to me, and I think that's the only constant in life, same as change. Really to, yeah, try to be your best version every day
Hmm.
and follow your dreams, and yeah, kind of spiritually grow together within change, within striving to be your best self.
Hmm.
And I really believe that's possible. It's like,
What does that mean? Spiritually growing together?
yeah, to have someone who is really inspiring me, who is making me a better version of myself as well. It's like giving it back and forth. Like if I strive every day to be the best version of myself,
Hmm.
which I try, I also play it back at you,
Hmm.
because then I inspire you
Yeah,
and
that's true.
sparkle something in you. And if you do the same, it kind of multiplies. So
Hmm.
I think that's something that, yeah, is really important for me. And I think to have my back, we still haven't fully defined what that means.
Hmm.
But yeah, like being a cornerstone for me, someone that I can lean on,
Hmm.
and someone who allows the space and holds the space to for me to be myself.
Hmm.
That's really important. I didn't experience that many times in life,
Hmm.
and on some sense I wasn't allowing it, but I also feel like I never had that kind of depth in a relationship as we have, but really someone where if I feel miserable, if I have whatever crazy thoughts, I can just open up
No.
and talk about it. I think that's pretty important.
No.
Yeah. Having my back.
Means listening to your crazy thoughts. That's the definition.
No, come on, don't play it down. No, being someone who I can really talk to.
No.
I mean, having my back, you know what that means. Have someone who has your back. It's not that I need someone to lean on, not at all. Don't get me wrong. It's absolutely not the direction. But to explain it in a model, there are two types of relationship. One is an A, and the other one is a H. And basically, the A is like if one walks away, then the other one collapses. And the H is really if one walks away, the other one is still super stable. And I found that when I heard about it for the first time, I was like, yeah, that's exactly what I mean. It's like really two equal, strong individuals that have in mind to make the other person, to make themselves, to be the best version of themselves, and by that, making the other one, like really wanting the best for the other one as well. Yeah, sparkling the sparkle. Inspiring.
Spark.
Yeah. I love when I see the spark in your eyes when you achieve something. And when you feel good, and when you like the food, and when we go out or go wherever, and I see that, and you really like, you have this content look on you, and you're like, yeah, she is an amazing woman. Yeah. That's,
she's an amazing woman.
yeah, if you have that look on you, and that's basically why I'm like, yeah, someone is really meeting my expectations. Because he gives me back what I'm giving in. Amen.
Amen.
Yeah. There we go.
Thanks for tuning in. About to cry right now. So drop a like, a comment, share whatever.
You can also drop a tear.
Yeah, drop tears, drop a beard.
I don't have that.
I don't know what you guys found the episode like. I think it was a pretty powerful episode.
I think so too.
If you missed the live stream, it's available on YouTube, all the other podcast subscriptions. Share it with your friends who you think might appreciate the content we're creating.
Tag us. We really want to reach more people.
And also find out who are these secret admirers.
Yes, please.
Live every Tuesday.
7. We changed the time from 8 to 7 because winter is coming soon.
Or go to bed.
No, but it's just, yeah, hopefully it works for all of you. And if not live, then on all the channels. Thank you so much,
for
guys.
tuning in. Thanks for the honesty, Kay.
Thank you for being honest and open. I really appreciate that. And I know how hard some topics are, but I think it's beautiful to be that vulnerable and open-minded.
Most definitely.
Cool.
Love change out.
Love change out. See you guys.
Bye.